What is up, everybody? It's WYKO, and today I'm going to show you how to get AI to get famous vocalists like Ariana Grande or Juice WRLD onto your songs. I'm going to show you the remix that I did of Meduza's song Phone. I had two upcoming performances in the same week, and I like to do a lot of remixes to prepare a set within my own identity, but I really liked this remix, this result, so I'm going to show you what I did with AI for these vocals.
Thought we were something, then now we ain't nothing. Like there's something wrong, but I don't know what. Just want you to want me, but you just wanna leave me at the tone. Why don't you pick up the phone when I'm around? Do you hate me? Hits me like a heart attack when you don't come back. Someone save me. Why don't you pick up? Thought we were something, then now we ain't nothing. But you just wanna leave me at
Switch up.
just wanna leave me at Keeps ringing on.
If you want to learn from this FLP, it's going to be available on my Patreon. Don't you guys forget. I'm going to show you all the tools that I use to extract the vocals and turn them into other famous vocalists. So stick around until the end of the video because this one is going to be very helpful. So yeah, starting with the breakdown, I basically used the stemmed version of the original. Added this bass line. It's not even in the mixer, as you guys can see. Meduza style pad. More basses. And all put together. It fits perfectly with the breakdown. It's the same bass line progression. Then I added the Juice WRLD vocal.
Then now we ain't nothing. Like there's something wrong.
Layered it with the Ariana Grande vocals.
Why don't you pick up the phone when I'm on?
And then basic build-up elements.
Pick up the phone when I'm on. Do you hate me?
So like I said, guys, I had a performance coming up, so I had to do the remix like in speedrun mode. I just wanted it good enough to play it. And it just sounded good. It just worked. I kept it really simple so I could hop on to the next remix, you know? So yeah, these are the only elements from the breakdown. I just added some small little details. So hopping finally into the drop, I focused the drop melody on this.
Thought we were something, then now we ain't nothing.
What I did was picking up on the original vocal, chopping it up, and using manipulator to make it sound like this. With the Juice WRLD vocal, I just placed it there.
Thought we were something, then now we ain't nothing.
Then I added the kick, some top loops. And then for the top line, I basically redid the melody that they were singing. And then for the chords and the bass progression, well, basically here I just tested some bass progressions and chords, and this is what I came up with. So for the general structure, it's always like top line, chords, wobbly basses, and then it's always this. So now I'm going to show you the lead elements. So this is the main lead, and these are just all backup leads. They're all routed to the same mixer. Basically, this is how they sound without any processing. And with just a bit more compression. So what I did here is EQ, patcher for an equalizer, reverb, OTT, camel crusher, more EQ, and then kickstart. Also, what I did was place the reverb before the compression. You guys already know this. And I did two things with the reverb. I used Peak Controller to turn off the reverb whenever the melody is playing, but I also did an automation clip for the wet knob right here. So as you guys can see here, I did an automation clip, so it's really controlled. I'm only letting the reverb come in like at the end of each like kick section. So I'm also making sure that the reverb isn't playing when the notes are playing. So it's really controlled. That's how you get it to sound good. Chords are just simple sounds. For the wobbly basses, it's like future bounce basses or dubstep basses. Serum is filled with this stuff. And for the sub, just a sub preset with Soundgoodizer, OTT, and Kickstart. For the first stab, just stab samples. And that's basically it. So you have the stab, drums, and the vocal. You have the wobbly bass with the sub, chords.
Thought we were something, then now we ain't nothing.
Top line.
Thought we were something, then now we ain't nothing. Like you just wanna treat me.
Switch up,
Each layer is very important, basically. So for the next section,
switch up.
what we did is maintain all the drum patterns. So then I added this vocal chop that Cloak sent me. You can easily do these types of vocal chops with like Slice X. So now if you add a sub doing a groovy pattern, this is what we're gonna have. And then you add a bass, and this is what you're gonna get. Then you add a sort of a tonal percussion, a small drum fill, now with the vocal chop, as you guys can see, I don't think each sound is that important. It's when you join everything that things sound really interesting. So for this next section, what I did was filter all of the drop elements, then add the Ariana Grande vocal. So what makes this song interesting, I think it's the AI vocals, definitely. And then having a top line that is the same as the breakdown vocals. And having a switch up section that changes everything. And it's very swingy. But as you guys can see, simple as always. And now I'm going to show you the tools that I used to get these vocals. WYKO Studio and vocalremover.org. These two tools do the same thing, which is you drag on the song over here, and it gives you basically kind of stems, not that detailed, but it's still super helpful for you to possibly use some of the elements. I'm starting to prefer WYKO Studio, to be honest, but I also use Vocal Remover if I need quicker export of the stems. And then finally, to get the AI vocals, I use voicify.ai. Basically here you have a lot of models. You can select one, you drag the song over here, and then you get the vocal converted into someone sounding like The Weeknd. Then you can export only the vocal. It was really good. It worked really well. I'm gonna use it more often to make remixes sound way more interesting. So yeah, guys, I hope this was helpful. Again, if you want the FLP to understand how this works a little bit better, it's going to be available on my Patreon. Don't you guys forget. And as always, I hope you guys learned. WYK on, WYK off.